Have you heard of this term before? Difference equation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what is the, where have you heard this term?
Ma'am, is it similar to differential equation?
No, not exactly.
I mean, network theory, there was like we had some functions like un minus 10 to
Mm-hmm.
express another function.
Mm-hmm. So, difference equation is basically not just limited to network theory or signal systems like that. It is basically a term which means that you can express the output in terms of the input and output signals, especially in the time domain computation, for the time domain computation. Suppose if I write yn is equal to 2xn minus 1 plus 6yn minus 2, like this if I can write, then this is a difference equation. Now the same information, uh, just a minute, when have you do you know we were discussing about the systems called with memory, without memory, if you remember. So how were we describing the systems with memory?
Depend only of present. I mean, no past or future. Then we can
Hmm.
say that there is no memory.
Yes, correct. This is what we were discussing. Um, Now let us try to focus on filters. Filters, what is meant by filter? So we are trying to focus on filters. Filters are systems. They focus on emphasizing or removing certain portions of the signal. So have you ever come across the term filter? These two terms are used interchangeably often. Uh, have you ever heard this term filter before?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
I mean, music.
Ah, music. Even for your images, you say, right? What is effect of applying this filter, that filter? So what it is basically doing, it is when it comes to music, it is applying some special characteristics. So that's what is filter. So systems are filter. They emphasize or they remove certain parts of the signal. Now, filters, when we talk about filters, usually they are of two types. Finite impulse response or FIR and infinite impulse response. Finite impulse responses. Now, a system, it can be expressed by its difference equation, or it can be expressed based on the transfer function. What is transfer function? Transfer function. This Laplace transform you have done, a Fourier transform in mathematics,
No, Fourier transform has not been done.
but Laplace you have done. Laplace Z, any transfer you have done, any transfer function?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Are you not having your engineering mathematics class? Even in network
Yes, ma'am.
theory, they teach this Laplace transform.
Ma'am, in
So
network theory, we have noticed some Laplace transforms in case
some
of calculating.
yes, the polynomials will be in terms of S. That you have used, right? The difference equation,
Yes, ma'am.
the differential equation for those things. So basically, when the system I was representing in terms of n and all, they are the difference equation. We were in the time domain. Now, when we take the transform of those time domain, any transform, Laplace, Z, or this FFT, DFT, any other transform, and we express it in the transform domain. We say when we want to represent the difference this in the transform domain, we can represent the system by this, or if we are in the Z domain, sorry, S domain, or in the Z domain. So basically output by input is what is my impulse response. You have studied that to be gain, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when we h of omega or if h of h or h of z, and then we take the inverse transform, we will be getting the impulse response hn. So transform domain will be y omega by x omega, means whatever my difference equation was there, if I take the transform, I'll be getting the transfer function. So from that transfer function, I can get the impulse response hn. Now, this FIR impulse response. So FIR filters, they have got finite number of impulses. We will come back to this FIR and IIR filters in your third year, where actually we were supposed to do this FIR and IIR filters, but we have to give a small idea. Now, okay, tell me, what is a moving average filter? Can you implement a moving average filter?
What is moving average?
What is average? Okay, you moving average. Average, what is average? Suppose I have a signal. These are the time instants n, okay? So, let the value be. Now, what is, if I take the average of three values, what will be the average of these three values?
Sum by 3. Sum of the.
Sum by 3. Yes, correct.
Yes, ma'am.
So suppose I want to obtain y1. I want to obtain y1. It will be sum of, say, this values. That is x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3. Okay. Now I want to obtain y2 such that it is equal to sum of 1, 2, 3. Suppose these are going on, xn is a very long sequence. So y1 is sum of x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. y2 is equal to x2 plus x3 plus x4 by 3. Y3 will be equal to x3 plus x4. Means I'm sliding by one places. That is what is moving average. I'm taking the average, then I'm for the next value I'm moving. So that is what is moving average. So when I say average, it means actually all the values summed up divided by the total number of signal points. But sometimes I may not want that. Or I may not have the idea of the full signal when I start with. So maybe if I have idea of some small instance, so we can calculate the moving average. Sometimes the signals can be very noisy. So by this having this moving average, we are able to reduce the effect of noise. Now if we see that we have a moving average filter. Is this a causal filter? So if I have to represent 3-point moving average, now here I did by 3. The moving average can be 4-point moving average, 5-point moving average. When I say 4-point moving average, what it means? It means sum of the 4 consecutive values divided by 4. So the moving average filter which we were discussing is yn is equal to sigma xn n equal to 1 k equal to 0 to 2 1/3. Is it not the case?
Yes, ma'am. For the n like nth value and after consecutive 3 values.
Is this a causal moving average filter? Or okay, first tell me, does this system have memory?
Yes, ma'am. Because whenever we talk about nth value, we have to know the if we take the average, we have to know the n plus 1 and n plus 2 values.
Yes, correct. Now, is the system causal?
No, ma'am. Whenever there is a future, we can call it non-causal.
Yes. So only Rahul is studying. The rest of you just forget to brush up what we did. Now, this moving average filter, modify the equation of this moving average filter to form a causal moving average filter. Yes, have you thought of?
Can you repeat the
How
question?
to? Then you could have asked, unmuted and asked beforehand. How do I have a causal weighted moving average filter? This one is non-causal. Can I have a causal weighted moving average filter?
If you let n minus k.
Yes, ma'am. If we take the
Ah,
past
Shubham.
values,
Yes, Shubham has already given the
yes, ma'am.
answer.
It should be n minus.
Yes. So, can you generalize it, Shubham? You were only doing, you did it for 3 point moving average filter.
Ma'am, it should be 1 by n summation k equal to 0 to n x of n minus k.
Hmm. 1 by L. No, sorry, 1 by? What is your answer?
Yes.
This is something and this
If
is
we take
different
the
thing, right?
L, yes, ma'am. If we take another variable, I mean p or p, then if we take p value, then 1 by p k equal to 0 to p, or L 1 by L k equal to 0 to L x of n minus k if causal.
Hmm. Yes.
We have this conversation to start.
Then
Like, if we are starting, then we won't have any past values. So how will we find them?
That's a good question. How will we find that? Very good. When we are starting, we do not have any past values. How will we do in that case? In that case, if no past values are given, okay, then the system will compute. Suppose, let me just, for the sake of simplicity, consider the 3 point case first, okay? Now, if I have to do the 3 point case, I want to start from y0. So in that case, I need the values of x0, x of minus 1, and x of minus 2. If x of minus 1 and minus 2 is given, my job is very simple. But if the x of minus 1 and x of minus 2 are not there, there are different ways to do it. Some will simply wait till it gets all the three values, some algorithms. Means y0, no output because there are no valid three inputs. Y1, no output. When it comes to Y2, it gets two past inputs. That is x0, x1, and the present input x2. It can calculate. So it might, if no initial values are given, these two time instance y might not have any value. It can be blank. Okay, or or the algorithm can assume that the input values before this n equal to 0 were all 0. So when it comes to y0, it will be just giving minus 1 plus 0 by 3. So minus 1 by 3. Y1 will be 1 minus 1 plus 0 by 3. So it will be 0. So for y2, it will be 2 plus 1 minus 1. So that will be 2 by 3. Like that, it can start. It depends on the convention. You can just have two values blank and have the next outputs. That's also correct. Okay, so is it okay? What to do in these cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is a very good question. Thanks for asking. Because that usually would have bothered other people after this class when you would have got this in the exam. Now, mm, let us look at the generalized formula of FIR filter, the finite impulse response filter. Don't bother much about the IIR and FIR general terminology. It is just for the sake of curiosity we are doing it. So, generalized formula is yn equal to sigma k equal to 0 to m bk xn minus k. So FIR filter we can say is a filter which depends on the present and past inputs. FIR filter is one filter where the present and past inputs contribute to the present output. Means we are not involving past outputs. When we involve past outputs, it becomes IIR filter. So just take a look at this FIR filter. What you can see?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Yes, FIR filter is one whose output depends only on the present and the past inputs.
Okay.
So can we call this to be a special type of weighted moving weighted moving average filter? The
Yeah.
if we have a moving average filter, the weights for all the xn values, input values were same. But here it is a moving average filter. Why we are moving it, but the weight values are not same. So this is a weighted moving average. Each input is having a different weighting function. Now you might come across the term running average. Moving average filter or running average filter are the same thing. It's running. So we are saying it's moving. Some people say it's not just moving, it's running. So it's the same thing. Running average filter. So FR filter, we can call it to be a weighted running average filter or weighted moving average filter. Now, how will we compute the system output? Usually, we come across a term called convolution. Usually, Professor or Dr. Owen Banerjee does convolution. We will be starting with convolution here. Brief idea, we will be looking into convolution. So, this is this is a new symbol you have not come across
No, ma'am.
you have come across multiplication, you have come across subtraction, addition, division, modulo operation, but convolution is a different operation. It uses this star as its operator. Now, how is it computed? So we have a system. If we are giving the system input as xn and the system has this impulse response hn, so and if we say the output is yn, basically the output yn is a convolution of these two signals h star x or hn star xn. So why do we need to know convolution? Because when we give an input xn to the system with impulse response hn, the system output yn is convolution of x and h. So x and h are two signals which convolve to give us our system output. Convolution is mathematically expressed as sigma k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity h of k x n minus k, or you might come across sigma k equal to minus infinity xk h n minus k. It is commutative. I think you know the commutative, associative, dissociative, all these distributive, these properties.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So this convolution is commutative. So Hn star Xn or Xn star Hn will give the same value. Now let us just look into easiest way of doing convolution by this synthetic multiplication method. Suppose we are given a signal xn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or let me just make it shorter because this becomes too big to handle for the first time. And I have another impulse response which is equal to 1, 2, 3. What will be the convolution? What is the formula telling us? Sigma
agent hk
hmm?
n minus k.
Hmm. This is yn equal to, this is n yn equal to this one. This is n, this is n, this is k, this is minus k. So, if nothing is mentioned, this will be n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, n equal to 0, 1, 2. So, first you will be obtaining yn. That is y0. First you have to obtain y0. What is that? Y0 is equal to
80 into
yes. Sigma k equal to minus infinity to infinity. So we have to shift the signals and then obtain with this, multiply with this delayed version and go on. So as you can guess, really that this is becoming little complicated, little hectic. So there are few tricks for smaller sequences. Since this is a small sequence, we can do it by a different method. Shall I wipe it off? This sequence is very simple to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's see how we can go about this sequence. What we will do is that you all remember this multiplication. So first is 1. So 1 into 1, 1, 1 into 2, 2, 1 into 3, 3, 1 into 4, 4. Now 2. we leave a blank. 2 into 1, 2, 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 3, 6, 2 into 4, 8. 3. When it comes to 3, we will leave these two as blanks. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay. Now, what we are supposed to do is that we are supposed to add it up. Okay. So we add it up to get my yn. 1, 2 plus 2, 4, 7, 10, 6, 10, 16, 8, 17, 12. This is my convolution. This one can be implemented for small sequences. Very easy. How we have done it? We have just done, if you remember the multiplication method, first n equal to 0. We have to place it such that 0th then for the second, this is n1, so we shift and we start from here. Then for the second, this third h2, so we start, we leave two places and then start. So if I would have had another impulse from here, then the product I would have written from this position, and then we add based on the time instance and we get the output. Let's look into another example so that this becomes easier for us to understand. Okay, first let us keep the convention or break it. I thought of breaking the convention, but let's not break it. Xn is the longer sequence and Hn is the shorter sequence. Xn is equal to 2, 4, 6, 4, 2. Hn equal to 3 minus 1, 2, 1. What will be the convolution?
Ma'am, y equal to 6, 10, 6, comma 10, comma 8, comma 16, comma 18, comma 12, comma 8, comma 2.
Have okay, Shubham is also saying same answer. So let's wait for a few more people to get the same answer. Tell me
No, my
one
God,
thing.
6, 10, 18, 16, 18, 12, 8, 2.
Your roll sheet says 70 plus students in the class. Where are the rest of the students, Purvasha? Purvasha,
Yes, ma'am.
how many students are there in your class?
Yes, sir.
70 plus.
Yes.
So the rest of the students are sleeping, is it? Have you started with the MATLAB class?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So I think most of you have got the same answer. Those who have not, just think about it, how to go about. So this will be 2, 4, 6, 4, 2, 3 minus 1, 2, 1. So I start with 3 into 2, 6, 3 into 4, 12, 3 into 6, 18, 3 into 4, 12, 3 into 2, 6. This one I leave blank and I get minus 1 into 2, then minus 4, minus 6, minus 4, minus 2. So like this I have to go on and get the answer. Okay, the question on the board is I have the input signal xn equal to un. I pass this signal through a system which is 4-point moving average filter. So plot the output. You keep doing this. Give me 5 minutes. I'll just come. So 5 minutes, I think enough for the class to work it out. You have to plot the output. You have to
Can
let
you
me.
please explain the question like what we said we should do? Like,
Yes, the question is, see, we are doing with a system, any system, different types of system. So the present, we had seen examples of a 3-point moving average filter. Instead of 3-point moving average filter, if I have a 4-point moving average filter, and through that system, I give impulse unit step function or as the input signal. So what will be the output? How will the output look like? I have input signal xn equal to un. Okay. I pass it through 4-point moving average filter. Once I pass it through the 4-point moving average filter, definitely the output is going to be of different value instead of this xn equal to un. So what is the output? Plot the output. Once you plot the output for 4-point moving average filter, generalize it for L-point moving average filter. Little thinking part is definitely there in this question. Means whatever questions or numericals we have done till now was almost straightforward, but here you have to think a little. But this is very interesting. So please try to solve it and give me 4-5 minutes. Hello. Have you done it? Have you got the answer? This is the plot of xn. What is the plot of yn?
No, all the values are same.
No, this is a moving average filter. It is not xn equal to yn.
No, ma'am. Actually, in the point 1, 2, 3, 4, all the values are same. I mean, the value of xn for the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's same.
It is same means but is it starting at the same duration? All the
It is
values of x.
starting at -3. Before -3, it is 0.
This is xn equal to un. So before minus it is 0. So
No, before the output, I mean.
hmm.
At -3, it is 1 by 4. At -2, it is half.
No,
At
why are you considering this minus? Let us start with n equal to 0, y 0. The sequence input is from xn, so the output will be definitely, the input is from x0, output will be from y0. You cannot have the output before you give the input. Can the fan rotate without switching on the power? No, right? Similarly, we cannot have, so that fan is rotating, that is the output. Input is I'm giving switching on the power. So without giving the input xn, I cannot have the output yn. So n equal to 0, it is starting. The output may not be instantaneous. That can be, or it can be instantaneous, means you can have the output from y0, or you can wait for some time and you can get the output. So whatever convention you have chosen, you will get different answers for that.
Will it be like this?
It can be. Have you considered the moving average or the weighted moving average? What weightings have you given?
The moving average only.
Okay. Anyone else who has got an answer?
Ma'am,
I have a
Yes, please ask.
in calculating the moving average, we are considering xn minus 1 or xn plus xn minus I or xn plus I.
It depends whether you want it to be causal or not.
But in this question, we have not been given the conditions.
I just gave it a generalized version.
So we can carry on with any one consideration.
Yes, but you have to specify it, whatever you're
Oh, so
considering.
I basically did it with plus I. So I got some negative answer in the negative domain.
No, that again, even if you're having non-causal system, but without giving any input, how can you have the output? That is my question. Means like n plus 1, n plus 2, you can be dependent on future inputs, that's true. But you cannot have the output even before you give the input. Means your y0 can be sum of x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, or you can wait for 3 time instant and you can start from y3, or your y0 can be x0 by 4 say, and y1 can be x0 plus x1 by 2, y3 can be x0 plus x1 plus x2 by 3 by 4, like that. But it you can never start with y of minus 3. That's what I wanted to clarify. You started with y of minus 3, na?
Yes, ma'am.
No, you cannot start with y of minus 3. It's like your fan is rotating in anticipation that you will be turning on the switch. Or suddenly your light goes switches on, means your light turns on without you even turning the switch. Is that possible?
But that means since our observation starts from n equal to 0, we while calculating the moving
Hmm?
average
Hmm?
filter, we have to calculate it for n equal to n greater than equal to 0 only.
Not just moving average, any system.
Any system, yes.
Good, that's correct. Perfect. So now let us look into the building blocks of a system. How do we represent it or implement it? The signal flow diagram and all you have done, have you done in your networks class? Do you know what is a multiplier, adder, delay, buffer, like that? Or my output yn is equal to beta xn. This is multiplier.
Now, what is beta?
Beta is just a multiplying factor. I'm just trying to give the generalized version. Means beta
So,
can be 2, beta can be 0.5, Beta can be another signal.
Okay.
This is, see, the difference is this is multiplier into. So whatever I give here as xn into beta, the output will be into beta. That is, I scale the input by beta. When I have this one, x1n, this is plus. So my output will be x1n plus x2 of n. So suppose instead of this beta, let me write it as x1n and x2n, okay? So x1n is 1, 2, 3, 4. X2n is any random sequence, say minus 1, 1, 2, 1. That's what we used in the convolution, na? So we see, so what will be the output of these two? Multiplier when I send it to a multiplier and when I send it to adder.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, I am having x1n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and x2n is equal to minus 1, 1, 2, 1. And I send this through this multiplier where yn is equal x1 and x2n each instant I'm giving. And another system I send it which is adder. So what will be the y's outputs in each of the cases? Yes, Praneeth, you are correct. All of you see if you can get the same values as Praneeth. Praneeth, share your answer for the multiplier.
Just did it in rough, ma'am.
Subhajit, can you share your answer for the multiplier?
I considered them like
Yes,
very
ma'am.
multiplied like in that way.
Yeah, can you show us the answer? How you got it, the multiplier?
Ma'am, is it visible? Hello.
Yeah, let me check. Yeah, it is visible. Okay, Shubhajit, can you stop sharing and we'll look into some other person who have done it? Only three people? The rest of you? Shubhajit, Shubham and Pranit, only three people have
Ma'am,
got the answer.
I have also got the same answer.
Okay, Rahul has also got the same answer. The rest of you. Shirisha, Manisha. Okay, Oyon has also got the same answer. Oyon shows the adder. Okay. Mm. So Shubham,
Yes, ma'am.
share the answer with us.
And both.
Okay.
I didn't really do it in by pen. I just computed it mentally. I considered them as vectors and took multiplied and added each of their indices.
Okay. Anyone else who wants to share the answer?
Ma'am, can I show?
Yes. Okay. Anyone else who wants to share their answer with us? Thank you, Shubhajit. Tanisha Ghosh, are you there? Tanisha Ghosh. Tanisha, if you're there, please respond either in chat box or by unmuting, else you'll be marked absent. Okay, Tanisha is having network issues. Okay, fine. Let me just check. Ashwini Ranjan. Okay, no need Tanisha. Have you got the answer, Tanisha? Same answer? Okay, good. Ashwini, Nishan Murarka?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Ashwini or Nishan?
Yeah, the
What's the
same
name?
answer what Subhajit and Praneeth did.
Okay, can you share your answer with us?
Ma'am, even I did in the like mentally. I didn't write.
Okay, okay, okay. So, Ashwini also same. Good, you get your attendance. I was about to mark you absent. Okay, so we have seen adder, we have seen multiplier. Let us look into unit. It is unit delay. What is the job of delay function? So this is, I give the input as xn. This is a delay system. Output yn is equal to xn minus 1. Can you look at the difference equation of FIR filter? All of you turn the pages.
Present output depends only on past and present inputs.
Correct, Shubham. So FIR system, can it be described in terms of these three components? Delay, multiplier, adder.
I could not get the question.
To implement the FIR system, are these three building blocks enough? Adder, multiplier, and delay.
Ma'am, is scaling considered?
Yes, it is BK. We were scaling the inputs now. So scaling you have to consider. This was the generalized function of FIR filter. So to implement the FIR filter, what are the building blocks or what are the hardware needed? Do you need delay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We are having the delayed inputs. So delay is needed. Check. Do you need adder?
Yes, ma'am. We are doing some.
Yes, ma'am.
What about multiplier?
We are doing BK into X.
So these three are needed. Delay, adder, multiplier. Can you tell me how many delay elements are needed?
M.
Okay. Because xn minus 0, that is xn, then xn minus 1 to xn minus m. So m delay elements are needed. How many adders are needed?
M plus 1.
Think. Are you all agreeing with him that m plus 1 adders are needed? Why? What is wrong now? This class used to be so interactive. How many terms are there here?
M plus 1 terms and M additions.
Very good. I want to add 1, 2, and 3. How many terms? 3. 1, 2, 3. How many addition operations? 2.
2.
If I want to add 4 terms, how many addition operations?
3.
So here there are m plus 1 terms. How many additions?
M.
Yes, correct. And how many multipliers?
M plus 1.
Yes, correct. So can someone sum it up? How many delay, how many adder, how many multiplier? Yes, we have few answers in the chat box. How many delay elements for m terms? M adders, m multipliers, m plus 1. Very good. Good. Um, so, what shall we do? Shall we look into the properties of convolution system or go for cascading properties? Yeah. Let's see. If we are having some LTI systems in cascade. Cascaded LTI systems. Suppose we are having cascaded LTI systems. What does that mean? I am having one system H1N. I am having another system H2 of N. So they are in cascade. That means if I get input over here and I get the output yn. So cascaded means they are connected in the series connection, one after the other. Or I am having H2N, then I am having this H1N, and I'm sending the signal XN, getting the output YN. I'm saying these two are equivalent. Why? Can you prove it? And this system or this system can be replaced by one particular system. What is that? One single system. What is the output at this instant, at this point? Xn sent through the system H1N. What is the output?
H1 of X of N.
Xn convolution H1N or Xn star H1N. We discussed it at the beginning of this class that when the system impulse function is hn and we give the signal xn, the output will be xn convolution hn. So the output here is xn star h1n. What will be the output yn? What is my input signal to the system h2 of n? What is the input signal? Most of you know but are too scared to say the answer. Input is definitely this one. At this point, whatever is the output, we are sending it to this one. So input is definitely xn star h1n. Now we are sending it to h2n. So what will be yn over here?
xn star h1n star h2n.
h2n. Correct. X star h1 star h2. That will be my yn. Now when I'm sending this xn through the system h2, what I'm getting? X star h2. This x star h2 I'm sending through here. So what will be output? X star h2 star h1. This is commutative. Convolution is commutative. So the order doesn't matter. If I have LTI systems in cascade, then the order of the systems does not matter. It will give the same answer. So, and what is the equivalent system? If I have to join these two systems and replace it by a single system, what will be that? What will be the impulse response of that system?
h1n star h2.
Very good. So cascade LTI system, equivalently it is H1n star H2n. Fine. This part clear to all? Okay, the rest of the parts, we'll finish the class over here. I will give you some homework problems. Do look into that Google Classroom for homework updates. Okay, let me just take the attendance. Give me a moment. Last class I could not take the attendance. I got an important phone call then. Okay, Shruti, are you present? Shruti? Shruti is absent? I think she was there in the class. Ankita?